Morning, Hassan.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Bye.
How
Thanks
was
for asking.
how was your weekend?
Yeah.
Good.
Good. Relax.
Okay, good.
Relax.
Good, good, good. We also have Karen. Good morning, Karen.
Good morning, teacher. Good morning, everybody.
How's it going?
Morning.
I'm fine.
Good. How about your weekend? How was it?
Oh, my weekend was very hard. I
Really?
had to work, yes.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Good. We also have Jaime. Good morning, Jaime.
Morning, teacher. How are you?
Good. Yourself?
Um, Great. Thank you.
Nice. And how was your weekend?
It's good with my family.
It was good.
It was good.
Okay. Interesting. We also have Alfredo. Good morning. Alfredo,
Sorry.
how's it going, Alfredo?
Hi, teacher. Thanks. And you?
Good. How was your weekend?
Well, was very busy with my family. I went to the park with my son, and I went to the volcano yesterday.
Good.
Uh, but it was good.
Okay, good. Next one, Natalie, good morning.
Good morning, teacher. How are you? Good morning, everybody.
Good. What about you?
My weekend it was very tired and busy.
Busy. Okay,
Yes.
good. Can any of you send a message to the group and tell Luis that he has to enter again? I don't know why Luis has that problem that he tries to enter, but at the end it doesn't connect. So he has to go back and start again, and then the same thing and goes back. Maybe the computer has a problem or something, but he always has that problem. Good morning, Jordi.
Good morning.
How's it
How are
going?
you?
Good,
I'm doing fine.
good, good. How was your weekend?
It's very.
It was.
It's a nice weekend.
It was
I went to the beach with my children.
good, good. Where do you go exactly?
Salinitas?
Good, good. The Cameron or Residencial
No,
Salinitas?
residencial.
That's a nice
Salinitas.
place. Beautiful place.
Yes.
Good. We also have Osvaldo. Good morning.
Good morning.
How's it going?
Fine, thank you.
All right. How was your weekend?
The weekend was a little bit uh, work. Has
Busy.
Sorry,
Busy.
Be- I was working in in my house, uh, exactly cleaning and how do you say ordenando?
Ordering or tidying. Tidying, you can say.
Tidying.
Tidying.
Okay, I was tidying something.
Okay. This is the word tidy. With ing tidying. Like putting the things in order. Okay, so I'm going to show you the screen so that you can say present when you hear your name. So first one, Isaac Aguillan is not here. Hasael Alfaro,
Present.
Rodrigo Alfaro is not here. Carlos Asensio is not here. Osvaldo Cáceres,
Present.
Alfredo Calderon.
Present.
Herman is from Insafort. Elizabeth is not here. Jordi Castro.
Present.
Good. Winston is not here. Natalie Duban.
Present.
Good. Francisco Grimaldi. Here. Ana Gutierrez is not here. Luis is here, but did you send a message to Luis? Can you send a message to the WhatsApp group and tell Luis that he has to enter again because he has problem with connection? Roxana Lopez is not here. Piano Marroquin
Present.
here. Oscar is not here. Now he's entering. Thank you. Raúl is not here. Jaime,
Present.
good. Carla. Oh, Carla is entering right now. Walter Sanchez is not here. Cher Valiente is not here. Candy Villacorta is not here.
Buen día.
Brian, not here. Okay, so
Eliotti entró.
yes, Luis, yes, and Elizabeth is entering right now. So let's see it again. Luis is there. And the other one was Elizabeth. She's there right now. Okay, just that. Now, there were some people missing the presentation on Friday. I guess it was Osvaldo, Elizabeth,
Me,
Hasael,
teacher.
Nathalie, and the other person. I don't remember, but there is another
Me,
person.
teacher.
Karen. Okay, so we are going to do it at the end of the class. At the end of the class. Now we are going to start with the topic that we have for today. The topic that we have today is interesting and easy. Interesting and easy. It is interesting because many people, but many people make mistakes when they find these two words that we are going to study today. And it is easy because the only thing that you have to do is to follow a structure. So I'm going to show you the screen right now, and we are going to see what it is about. Okay, so to begin with, here we have four words that we already know. Someone has a microphone. There are like four words that you already know, so you know the meaning of these four words. Let's start with the first one, Louis. Can you read letter A, and then you tell me the definition according to what you have from number one to number four? Number one says reports on the changes in retained earnings of a company during the stated period. Number two, reports a company's assets, liability, and owner quality at a given point in time. Number three, reports on a company's income and outcome of cash, its operating, investing, and financing activities. And the last one summarizes a company's incomes, expenses, and profits over a period of time. So, which one do you think is cash flow, Luis?
Cash flow is uh, the fee- the it's
Number
describe
one.
the future. The script reports describe the future or read. I, I I need to read the definition.
The
One,
definition, yes. Number one, two,
yes,
three, or four. What is the definition?
cash flow reports on the change in retained in earnings of the company during the state period.
Stated
But
periods. So for
state,
you, it's
yeah.
letter A.
Oh no, I, I'm sleeping. I'm sorry.
No problem.
The letter is three. The cash flow is three. Reports of company incoming and outgoing of cash to operating, investing, and financing activities.
Okay, good. So cash flow reports on a company's incoming and outcoming of cash. It means what you receive of money and what you spend on money. How you operate that money, if it is in investing or paying things. So that is cash flow. Good. Now letter B, Hasael.
Is two, report a company asset, liability, and hours quality at a given point in time.
Okay. Who is an accountant over here? Who is an accountant?
I
Hello?
am account.
Hasael, you.
Yes.
Okay. How would you translate income statements?
Eh, estado financiero.
Hmm. But in that case, it's like de entradas, income, de entradas.
Ah, in this case, is for
Can you read?
summarize a income. For summarize a company incomes, expense, and profit.
Hmm. Okay, this one is a little bit complicated because if we go to the letter D, it says balance sheet. Do you know what a balance sheet is?
Balance sheet.
Okay, so let's have the definitions first. We have balance sheet is balance, like balance general. Then you have equity statement, that is like all the things that you have in the company, like the incomes, outcomes, and also liabilities that you can have. I'm giving you the answer. And then you have income statement, that is like the money that enters or all the things that enter to the company, and the cash flow that is related to money, how you spend it, and like that.
Okay. And trial balance definition. Who is
I think, and according to the answers, it is number one. Number one, reports on the changes in retained earnings of a company during the stated period. But there is also another possibility, that is reports a company's assets, liabilities, and owner's quality at a given point in time. But that sounds better for letter C, because it's saying liabilities. So what would be according to you, because you're an accountant, which one do you think is better, number one or number two for letter B?
Mm, eh, one, I am confused the
Yeah,
definitions
it is
in
a,
English.
it is a little bit confusing. It is a little bit confusing, but according to the answer, it has to be income statement. That is the things that you receive. It is like reports on the changes in retained earnings of a company during the stated period. That would be letter B. And letter C, the option is reports a company's assets, liabilities, and owner's quality at a given point in time. That would be like parts that you divide. This money is for Hazael, this money is for Karen, this money is for Jaime because they are part of the company. And the last one, the balance sheet, is the number four. Summarizes a company's incomes, expenses, and profits. So this is more like um, resumir las entradas de una empresa, los gastos y las ganancias en un periodo de tiempo. So that is like a balance sheet, like the incomes and expenses, what you receive and what you pay, and also the money that you got as a profit, ganancia, income, entradas, expenses, gastos or salidas. Yes. So once again, should be cash flow for the number three, that is the way that you report what a company receives as money, what the person outcome or spend as money, and how the company operates with that money. If they invest or if they finance activities for the company. Then income statement reports on the changes in retained earnings. Retained earnings means uh, ganancias retenidas de una empresa. So that is the income statement. Eh, es como estado de entrada de ganancias. So retained earnings of a company during the stated period. Equity statement,
Estado de situación.
yes, reports the company assets, liabilities, and owner's quality at a given point in time. So in this case, when you say equity, it's like you have people who are the owners of the company. So they all have like a report where it says, okay, you have 20% of the company, you have 10% of the company. So they start sharing those earnings or what we call profits, like ganancias, for each owner. Then balance sheet is general. So here you receive everything: the money that enters to the company, the money that you spend, and at the end, it is the incomes minus expenses equal profit. And this is what you receive as ganancias, profit. Yes. So that's a little bit about vocabulary. It is a little bit confusing because it is, but just try to keep in mind that balance sheet is general. It's everything. What you receive, what you pay, and at the end you make the difference between the things that you receive, the money that you receive and the money that you spend, and at the end you have the profit. So that is number four. Then number three, equity. Remember that it's like to share. Like if you have a company and you have five people in the company, that they are the owners, they finance the company. So the equity is going to be like that money that you're going to give to each one, depending on all the things that you have during the year, or during the 6 months, or during 3 months, or during a month. I don't know how often they do it. And then income is just money that enters to the company. In other words, it's like earnings. Earnings, eh, like ahorros or ganancias, similar to profits, but earnings is more like ahorros. Then cash flow, you know that when you hear the word cash, they are talking about money. So this is flujo de caja, and like that. So these are terms that people use in accounting. So it is very common, and sometimes it's a little bit confusing because of the definitions in English, as Hasael was saying. Now let's see. Karen, you're going to tell us what you think about this definition. It says, it's not so important to know about the incomes and outcomes that a company has. What do you think? If someone tells you, hey Karen, I think that it's not so important to know about the incomes and outcomes that a company has. So, what's your opinion about it?
I don't understand exactly. Is, for example, the sentences or maybe the opinion about
So,
somebody tell me
someone,
about that.
exactly, someone is telling you, hey Karen, remember that income, entradas, outcome, salidas. In other words, it's like ganancias, or like entradas, salidas. At the end, you have entradas menos salidas igual ganancia o pérdida, dependiendo lo que tenga. So, what do you think of this definition? Someone tells you, hey, Karen, I think that it's not so important to know about the incomes and outcomes that a company has. Now, what do you think?
I think it's wrong because everybody work for a reason, and when you are in a company, you have to consider that point important to know.
Good, good. Exactly. It is important not only for companies but also for workers. Obviously, you don't have to know the incomes and outcomes of a company, but probably you can have an idea because when you have meetings, sometimes they tell you we are having economical problems, this, and this. So sometimes it is important to know. Probably, if you are in a good position, you can give an idea on how to solve the problem. Or if you are in the accounting department, you can tell them what they are doing wrong so that they are spending too much money and they can control those incomes and outcomes. Now, this is also important in your life because I don't know you, but in my case, I always have like a budget. Budget is presupuesto. So I always say, okay, this month I'm going to spend this money on this, and this money on this, and this money on this. So bills, then food, then trips, and like that. So I always have money like that. And then at the end, I say, and this money is going to be just to save it. And in that way, when you realize the money that you receive and the money that you spend, you can understand that there is some money that you can save. But if you only receive money and you spend it and you don't make numbers just to see how much you have in a month, there might be a problem because later, imagine you have, I don't know, this is just an idea. Imagine that you have a car and then you crash and you don't have insurance, you have to pay. Imagine that you have a kid and your kid gets sick, you have to pay the doctor if you don't want to go to the social security, or if you don't have a insurance with a private hospital. Or let's imagine that you have a computer, your computer doesn't work next day, so you need to buy a new computer. So if you don't have a control of your incomes and outcomes, you don't know how much money you are having in reality available for future events. Yes, so that's why it is important. Same thing for companies and for people. Number two, this is for Natalie. It says last year, a company's owner fired many people. The owner carried such actions to save the company. Now, what do you think about it?
Mm, okay, this action is usually happen in many companies. So, in my opinion, I think for maybe save or have savings in the company and take other option sometimes who maybe reduce other expenses. I don't know that is not related with the people with the salaries. So I don't know, maybe reduce some cost depend of the the company. I don't maybe it's produce some products or I don't know, but it's happened actually in the companies because many employees had a high salaries. So for the owners, it's more easy take this action.
Yes, you're
But it's
right.
not better.
It's not the
Excellent
best option.
analysis.
Sorry, Luis?
Excellent analysis.
Yes, exactly. So it's not the best option, as you're saying, but many companies do it. And the reason is because, as you were saying, they have economical problems. So they say the easy way is to fire people. Fire, remember, that is despedir. So they prefer to fire people so that they save some money. But in reality, what you have to do as the owner of a company is to do what we were saying before, to check your incomes and your outcomes. So you can say how much money you're receiving and how much money you are spending. Probably there are some things that you don't need to be paying. And I consider that in this year, many companies realized that they can have people working from home. I know some companies that they have closed and they are not going to return to the let's say to the how do you call this? They are not going to return to the building or to the site. They are not going to go to the site. And the reason is because they know that they can work from home. So if you are not paying the rent for a building, if you're not paying electricity, if you're not paying water, if you're not paying, I don't know, maybe things like coffee or snacks that you have in the company, if you're not buying crystal water every month. So just for reducing those things and having the company, maybe you can have a little office over there just to make business and people are working from home, you save a lot of money, a lot of money. So I think that some people or some companies, instead of closing the companies, they are going to be working from home. And that was one of the solutions. I don't know, I consider that big companies are going to do the same. They are going to reduce the amount of money that they pay in other things, and they are going to have people working from home because they know that they have a benefit. So that's like one of the ideas that they can get. Or if they are spending too much money just because they have trainings in hotels and in expensive hotels, maybe they can have the trainings in the company. So things that can make the company reduce the expenses. It's like the best solution. Good. Now, number three. This is for Jaime. Jaime, it says, it is mandatory. Mandatory means obligatorio. It is mandatory for everybody to check on his or her profits to see how much can be invested or spent. And this is what I told you almost at the beginning. So, Jaime, what's your opinion?
I think that we are we are realistic with the income to receive, because if you don't have a check your profits, you don't have an idea that you can get for buy. And you should, okay, uh, yeah, you should make a budget for the future expenses, or or something that you can buy.
Exactly.
It's necessary to do to make, excuse me, a balance with the income and expense.
Good, 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 good. Yes, you need to have a balance. And in that case, you can see how much you receive, how much you spend, and create your budget. This money is for this money is for that. So that is going to help you to have an idea on future events. As you were saying, if you need to buy something, you can identify if the money that you have is enough to buy the object that you need. Yes. So this is important for everyone, not only for companies but also for people. So if you don't do it, try to do it, and you will see that you can save some money just by having a balance, or just by having a budget, and that is real. So in the definitions that you were having over there, you had these two words. The first one was so, and the other one was such. And many people confuse these two words. Let's see some examples of it. And the first one is going to be Louis. Louis is going to read number one and number two. Hasael number three and number four. Alfredo is going to read with such, number one and number two. Jordi is going to read number three and number four.
It is so necessary for the company. It is so important to check the reports.
The projects were so well made, or ideas were so imaginative.
Good,
Uh,
good, good, good. So our ideas were so
ideas.
imaginative. Good.
So ideas.
Now, what's the meaning of saw? Who knows the meaning of saw?
Tan.
Good. So in this context, the meaning of so is what Jordi said. The meaning of so is tan. Yes, it is so necessary. Es tan necesario. Yes,
O
but in this context,
como muy
sorry.
necesario.
Yes,
Sí, sí.
it is so necessary. Es tan necesario. Yes. So in this context, the meaning of so is tan, because in another context, the meaning of so will be different. For example, I will send you a message on the screen so that you can see it. Okay. So the example says, he was happy, so he threw a party. Yes, he was happy, so he threw a party. What's the meaning of so in this case?
Entonces,
Exactly. So here it is entonces, or así que, yes, así que, or entonces. But in this case, the word is isolated. La palabra está sola. So, comma, and then the rest. But if you check here on the screen, it says it is so necessary. You don't have a comma. So here the meaning is tan. And what do you have next to so? What is necessary? Is it a verb?
Adjective.
Good, it is an adjective. Similar to important. Important is an adjective. Well is an adjective. Imaginative is an adjective. So next to an adjective will have the meaning as tan. Now, examples with such. Can you read them, please?
Okay, it is such a creative program. It is such a significant investment.
the report was such a useful tool before. The last product was such a big success.
Good. So you have it is such a creative program. What's the meaning of such?
Tal,
Sorry?
tal,
Um,
mm,
Tal or tan?
tal with L.
Mm, in another context, yes. So let's see the other context. In the other context, you say, mm, I eat fruit such. Okay, so if I tell you I eat fruits such as mangoes, bananas, etc. So in that case, it's like tal or tales, tales como, yes. So such as,
Similar,
sorry,
similar in this context.
yes, such as in that case is similar to or tales como or in that case. But in this one that you have here on the screen, how do you translate it?
Similar to so. Tan.
Exactly. Here the translation is tan, similar to so. But what is the difference? The difference is the structure. If you check here, so and the adjective. If you check here, you have so, such, you have a, and then the adjective, and then the object that you describe. Yes, such a creative program, such a significant investment, such a useful tool, such a big success. And check with so necessary, so important, so well, so imaginative. So, in other words, when you say so, you only have the adjective next to it. You don't have the object that you describe. But when you say such, you need to use a, you use the adjective, and you use the noun or the object that you describe. What is creative? The program. What is significant? The investment. What is useful? The tool. What is big? The success. But with so, what is necessary? What is necessary? We don't have it because it is at the beginning. It. What is important? We don't have it. It is at the beginning. It, a situation. What is well? The projects. They are at the beginning. What
Could
is,
you go,
sorry?
could you convert the sentence one in so to such?
The first one.
Yeah, for
This one.
example, yeah,
You cannot change it to such because the structure is different.
yeah, but it is such a, it's impossible necessary
You need
to
to
the
use
company.
you need to use new words.
Okay,
You need to use new words because in this sentence you don't have a noun, and with such you need the adjective plus the noun. And if you don't have the noun, you cannot use such. You need exactly this structure: a, adjective, and the noun. Always. And with so, you don't have a noun, you only have the adjective. It's like if I say Hazael is so angry, let's say. Hazael is so angry. Hazael is so angry. So in that case, you're saying Hazael es tan enojado. And then you can include more information. Hazael is so angry that he hits the walls. So something like that. But if you say such, with such, you cannot say only the adjective next to it. So you need to say, for example, Hazael is such an angry guy. Yes, Hazael is such an angry guy. Such an angry guy. So if you check, the structure is different. Why? Because you're saying an angry guy. You're saying angry, that is the adjective, and next to angry, you use guy. So guy is the noun. Who you are describing, the guy. Yes? So the structure is different. I cannot change Hazael is so angry with the same words using such. I need another word to add or to be added to complete it using such. Now, why did I say an and not a? Because angry starts with a vowel. So I cannot say and it needs to be with an angry. Remember that you use n when the next word starts with a vowel. Yes? Yes, Luis?
yes, yes.
Okay, so that's a reason. Now I'm going to show you a
Teacher,
video.
teacher,
Yes?
start and sound.
Sorry?
Start and sound like a vowel. You use N. When the word start or sound, start sound the like
Uh,
You
a
sound,
vowel.
it depends. It depends because the letter U, for example, has two sounds, and the two sounds are like vowels. But if you say, I'm going to send you this one, you will have a to say uno or un when you have a consonant next to it. For example, book, student, a computer. So with with all those words you have a consonant, but you will say N when you have a vowel. If you have a vowel, you will say N. So you will say an idea, an apple, an orange. So when you have a vowel, you start with N, an orange. You cannot say a orange, a idea, a apple, an apple, an orange, an idea. Now, what happens is that the only letter that you need to be careful with is the letter U. Why the letter U? Because the letter U can have two sounds. One is like U, and the other one is ah. For example, how do you pronounce this word?
Umbrella.
Umbrella. So you say umbrella. So the sound is like umbrella. But if I say this one, what is the sound?
University.
Exactly. So the first letter is U. The pronunciation is university, like the alphabet. Letter U. But when you say umbrella, the letter U, you didn't say umbrella. You said umbrella. So in this case, if the sound of the letter U is like you will pronounce it with N, and you will say an umbrella. Yes, an umbrella. But if the pronunciation of the letter U is like you will say a. So you will say a university. Yes, a university. But that is the only letter that you need to pay attention to. The only one. Then the rest, if you have a vowel, you say an. Yes? So just to give you an idea, Carla, how would you say, Carla? A uniform or an uniform?
Uh, mm, and uniform.
With N or only A?
N.
What do you think, Natalie?
Mm, I think it's only a uniform.
Exactly, it is only a uniform. I will tell you this in Spanish again. Vaya, el detalle que la N, ustedes para decir uno o uno, ustedes siempre van a decir A. Siempre y cuando que la palabra que esté a la par de A comience con una consonante. Porque si la palabra que está a la par de A comienza con una vocal, entonces ustedes le tienen que poner AN. Siempre, siempre, siempre. A excepción de las palabras que comiencen con la letra U. Porque si la palabra comienza con la letra U, ustedes tienen que poner atención al sonido de esa letra U. Porque esa letra U en algunas palabras, cuando están al inicio de una palabra, se pronuncia como IU y otras veces se pronuncia como O. No como una O de español, sino como una A-O, entre medio de una A y una O. Entonces, ¿cómo vas a ver si le va a poner la N o no? Eso. Si la pronuncia como el alfabeto U, entonces lleva nada más la letra A. Si no se pronuncia como el alfabeto, entonces le pone la N. Sencillo. Decíamos el ejemplo que les mandé al inicio. Umbrella. Ahí en umbrella no pronuncié la U como U. Entonces ahí tengo que decir an umbrella. Porque el sonido, si se fijan, ya casi viene siendo como una O. Entonces, an umbrella. ¿Sí? Pero ¿qué pasa con university? University El primer sonido que hice fue como la letra U en el alfabeto, university. Entonces ahí, aunque comience con la letra U, que es una vocal, pero yo no voy a decir an university, yo voy a decir a university, ¿sí? Por el sonido de la letra U. Yes? So that makes a difference. If the letter U is pronounced like O, you put the N. If it is U, only A, ¿sí? Entonces, la U es la única letra que ustedes van a tener cuidado, con la que tienen que tener cuidado. Y ahí las demás, siempre se le va a poner la N, si es vocal, y si no es vocal, solo la A. Yes? And if the letter H is pronounced, you only use the letter A. For example, a helicopter, a helicopter, a hero. Oops, I added the letter E, but it's only the letter O. A hero, because you're pronouncing like a hero, a house, house. But if you say this word, honest, you don't pronounce the H. In the word honest, you don't pronounce the H. So you will say an honest person. He's an honest person. Yes? But just like that. Those are the only cases where you need to pay attention to. If you pronounce the H, A. If you don't pronounce it, an. Yes? And this letter, or this article, if you want to say it like an article, can be pronounced in two different ways. It can be pronounced like A, or it can be pronounced like A. Because some students get confused. Is it a apple? Is it a book or a book? Renee sent it. A book or a book, and the two pronunciations are correct. You can say a book. I have a book in my house. I have a book in my house, and the pronunciation is correct. Now, what happens is that in a normal conversation, when you say a, is the common pronunciation. When you say a, is because you're going to emphasize a lot. For example, Rodrigo, do you have three sisters? And then he says, No, I have a sister. A sister. So in that case, he's emphasizing like tengo una. So I have a sister. In that case, yes, you can pronounce it like that. But in some states, in the United States, in some states, they pronounce that A as A all the time. I have a sister. Uh, I need to buy a computer. I need to buy a fan. I want to eat a banana. And that A is the letter A, A. Yes? So in case you hear someone saying like that, no problem. It is the same thing. It's not that you need to say A for all things. No, it's A, but in some states they pronounce it A all the time. In some states they pronounce A and they pronounce A only when they want to emphasize too much. Yes? Just like that. So when you say such, you always need to use a or a. So it says, it is such a creative program. It is such a significant. It is such a useful. And if you check over here, useful. So a, no n. Then such a big. You always use a. But when you say so, you don't say a. You only have the adjective. My house is so big. My sister is so beautiful. My TV is so big. My friends are so angry. My friends are so friendly. Michelle is so late. So when you say so, the next word is an adjective. But when you say such, the next word is a. The next word after a is the adjective, and then you have a noun. When you say so, you only have the adjective. You don't have a noun and you don't have a. So I'm going to play a video, and on this video you're going to have the explanation with more examples, and at the end we will have like a practice where you have to tell me if you have to use such or so. But before playing the video, any questions?
No?
Okay, so let's watch it.
He is so bad boy. He is such a bad boy. He is such bad boy. Which one of these is right? The answer is he is such a bad boy. This is a problem one of my students had, knowing the difference between so, such a, and such. So let's look at them today. So with such and such a, we will always follow it with an adjective and a noun. With so, we can follow it with an adjective or an adverb. And in this example, such a, such, and so mean very. Okay, they mean something is very. Okay, so let's look at some example sentences. Okay, so here's some example sentences. So and an adjective. You are so clever. Thank you. Thank you very much. It was so hot today. Okay, so and an adjective, really easy. Okay, so and an adverb. We've got an example here. He spoke so quickly, I couldn't understand him. Okay, he spoke so quickly, I couldn't understand him. We've got so and then the adverb quickly at the end. Such, an adjective, and then a noun. He is such a handsome boy. Again, thank you, but no need for all these compliments. So that is such a nice pen. Okay, so we've got such, adjective, noun, such, adjective, noun, such, adjective, noun. Okay, so I hope those example sentences kind of make it a bit clearer when to use so or such. Okay, now for a quick test to see if you have learned anything today.
Okay, so in this case we have so plus an adjective, that is the most common structure, but we also have so plus adverb. An adverb, remember that is always like ending in y, like quickly, easily, or uh, we can say like most of the adjectives end in ly, but there are some, most of the adverbs end in ly, but there are some like fast. Fast can be an adjective and it can be a verb, an adverb. Well is an adverb. And how do you identify an adverb? It is easy. You will identify it because you ask the question how. How you do something. For example, I eat quickly. If I say I eat quickly, quickly is the adverb because it is describing how I eat. Know how I am, how I eat. I swim slowly. I swim slowly. So, slowly is the adverb. Why? Because it is describing how I swim. Yes? Or if I tell you that I run fast. Fast is an adverb because it is describing how I run. Yes? So the adverb is always next to the verb. Always next to the verb. The adjective is always next to the verb be. Always next to the verb be. Michelle is tall. Louis is happy. Rene is friendly. So those are adjectives and they are always next to the verb be. Always next to the verb be. As in examples, you are clever. You are clever is normal. You are intelligent. You are clever. But if I tell you you are so clever, it's like you are very clever. Or it was so hot today is like with more intensity because I can only say it was hot today. Normal. It was so hot today. The intensity is more. Or you see, for example, if boys see a girl walking, you say, "Oh, she's beautiful. She's beautiful." It's normal. She's beautiful, normal. But if you say she's so beautiful, so the intensity is more. Yes? Or when you see a basketball player, you say he's tall, but if you say he's tall, it's normal. But if you say he's so tall, the intensity is even more. Now, that is an adjective, always next to the verb be. But an adverb is always describing how you do an action or how you perform an action. If you say cook, if you say eat, play, read, study, and the rest, all the verbs that you use, and then you want to describe how you do it, you need to use an adverb. And how do you create the adverb? You use L and Y at the end of an adjective. Yes? For example, quick, quickly. Easy, easily. Uh, Definite, definitely. And like that. Yes? So you can use so with adjectives and so with adverb. And the last one is using such, but when you say such, you need to say such a, oops. Sorry. You need to say such a,
He is so bad boy.
you need to use such a plus the adjective and the noun. Yes, always, and this is always. So now let's see if you got the idea. Here you will find a test and you have to tell me the correct answer. So first person will be Louis. Can you read number one?
It's
Yes,
so cold today. I don't want to go outside.
good. So here it's so cold today. I don't want to go outside. So it's so cold. And cold is the adjective. You don't have a noun. Today is not a noun. Today is an adverb because you're saying when. So it's so cold today. I don't want to go outside. Number two, Rene.
He was such a fool yesterday. It was embarrassing.
Hmm,
No,
maybe if you consider fool like a person, but if you are just saying like crazy, if you want to say crazy, what do you use?
He was so full yesterday. It was embarrassing.
Exactly. So you say so full, so crazy. Then number three. Let's see who's there. Karen. Karen. Number three.
Sorry, teacher.
Number three, Karen.
Uh, you didn't tell me you were so rich.
Good. You didn't tell me you were so rich. Good. Next one, Rodrigo.
Your parents are such nice people.
Perfect. So in this case, you're not going to say such a. Why not? Because people is plural. So people plural, you don't say such a because a is one, what we were checking before. So good, Rodrigo. Your parents are such nice people. Yes, you cannot say such a nice people because people is plural. Next one, let's see, Jaime.
Today is such a nice day.
Perfect. Such a nice day. So you say nice, adjective, day, the noun that you're describing. And it is singular, so such a nice. Let's see, next one. I guess that's it. Yes, that's it. Okay, so to reinforce what I was telling you, you saw new examples. Now you're going to complete the exercises that you have in the book. Let's see. Michelle, can you read the instructions, please?
Complete the sentence with so or such, then compare with a partner.
Okay, read number one, Michelle, and tell us if it is so or such that you have to use.
It is good to know the cash flow. They are so important.
Exactly, they are so important. Why? Because so is next to an adjective. Important is an adjective. Good. So I need that you complete number two, three, four, five, and six. I will give you 3 minutes and use so or such a or only such if it is plural. So you can start right now. Okay, let's check the answers. Number two, Elizabeth.
Number two is the, ar- the architect is such a creative woman.
The architect is such a creative woman. Good. So you're saying such a adjective, creative, woman, the noun. Good. Number three, Winston.
Okay, number three, wireless internet access is such convenience.
Such. Francisco, what do you think is number three? Winston says wireless internet access is such convenient. Do you think that is correct, Francisco?
No,
What is the correct one?
wireless internet access is so convenient
Why, Francisco?
because it's an adjective.
Exactly. Winston, when you have an adjective, only the adjective you use so. So tall, so beautiful, so intelligent, and like that. But if you have an adjective and a noun, you use such. So in this case, you only have convenient, and convenient is an adjective. You don't have a noun. For example, if you had here convenient, I don't know, service. If you have convenient service, in that case, such a convenient service. But here you have only convenient, so convenient. Number four, Isaac.
All the inventions we created are so popular.
Are so popular. Exactly. So, and the adjective popular. Only that. Good. Next one. Jordi.
The computer was such a significant invention.
Perfect. The computer was such a significant invention. Such a significant adjective invention, the noun. Good. Next one. And the last one. Jaime.
I think, I don't know, I'm not sure, but checking your financial statement was so difficult before.
Exactly. So difficult before. Yes. So, and the adjective difficult before is not a noun. Yes. Before is like a time expression or adverb if you want to say it like that. But difficult, what is difficult? Before is difficult? No. What was difficult? Checking your financial statement. So this is only an adjective. And then the noun, this is not a noun. This is just telling you when it was difficult, but not what. Yes? So difficult. Good. Now you will see three things that you will do. You will describe on screen right now, you will describe something that is so difficult for you, something that is so easy for you, and something that is so, or someone, sorry, that is so creative for you. For example, something that is so difficult for me. Floating is so difficult for me. Floating is so difficult for me, and I don't know why, but floating is so difficult. Yes? And I say floating because it's like if I say to float. To float when you're swimming, so difficult for me. Something that is so easy. Learning a new language is so easy for me. For real. Because I speak English and I teach English. I speak French. I teach French. I was learning Italian, so I knew a little bit and it was easy. I tried to assimilate things and it was easy. Then German a little bit and it was like easy what I understood. So I think that learning languages is so easy for me. Now, someone that is so creative, let me see. Oh, I have a friend, and she's so creative. She can make handcraft like manualidades from different things. If she finds something that is not working, she destroys the object, but she creates a new thing just by using parts. And when you see the objects, you say, no, this is not real. But it is. So she's so creative. She's so creative. So this is what you're going to do. You will tell your classmate about something that you feel so difficult, so easy, a person that is so creative, and now with such. You will tell your classmate about such an embarrassing situation in your life, such an embarrassing situation. Yes? You will tell your classmate about such an interesting person. Yes? Such an embarrassing situation, such an interesting person. I will tell you about my embarrassing situation. That happened to me like 6 years ago. So the thing is that I was moving to a new house, so I wanted to buy like shelves where you put things. So those are shelves. So I went to a supermarket that is near my house. It's just like 2 blocks from my house. So I went to that supermarket and I saw the shelves. And I said, oh, okay, so I'm going to buy them. I saw the price and it was, if I don't remember, if I don't remember wrong, it was $39, like $39. So I asked the person that was in front of the shelves that I wanted one of them if that was the price. And the person told me, no, it's 29. I said, 29? Okay, so give me one. And then he told me, okay, just go to the cashier and tell her that you will pay $29 for the shelf. So he gave me the shelf. I went to the cashier. I paid for it, the $29. She gave me the ticket. When I was passing by, there is a machine that detects like products from the store. And then I say, okay. So I passed through, and the machine started beeping, beep, 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 beep. So the security guard stopped me. And then he said, did you pay this product? And then I said, yes, I have the ticket over here. So I showed the ticket. And then he told me, so tell the cashier to remove the sensor. I say, which sensor? But I went. I went to the cashier and I told her, the security guard says that you need to remove a sensor. And then she told me, no, this product doesn't have any sensor. So I left and I went again and I passed through and the same problem again. It started beeping, beep, 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 beep. And the security guard stopped me again and then he told me, I told you to go to the cashier and tell her that she has to remove the sensor. And then I told him, yeah, I went and she told me that it doesn't have any sensor. Yeah, tell her that it does because the machine is beeping. And all people around me looking at me, that was so embarrassing. I went to the cashier again and then she told me, no, tell the security guard that this object doesn't have any sensor. And then I said, but I passed over there 2 times and he told me the same. So why don't you tell her? Well, why don't you tell him? And then she said, okay. So she told the security guard and then he said, no, but he cannot pass if the product is beeping. And then I said, okay, I think that it's not the product, maybe because I have some coins for the change that she gave me. And then he told me, okay, so leave the product and passed. So I passed and it beeped. It was for the coins that I had in my pocket the change that the woman gave me. So at the end, it was so embarrassing. Many people around me. So that it was such an embarrassing situation for me. Yes. So this is what you're going to do. You have to tell your classmate about something that is so difficult for you, so easy for you, someone that is so creative, such an embarrassing situation in your life, and such an interesting person that you know. So you're going to work in Paris and tell your classmate about those situations. So you're going to enter, let me see, I guess one of you is going to be working in groups of three. So you will enter right now. Enter, guys.
ability for create things, you explain, and they such an embarrassing situation and such an interesting person. In my case, it's so difficult to cook and to I think is learn a new language. So difficult for me, and so easy. Uh, Practice any sport. I like to sport, and so creative too. I don't know.
Someone that is so creative, a person that you
Mm,
know that is so creative.
I think it's my uncle. This I create to, how do you say, cosas de crochet.
Mhm.
I don't know.
How do you call that?
For, por ejemplo, digamos, una salida de baño para mujeres, ella la hace de crochet, o sea, de tela.
Okay, that's new for me.
No.
That's new for me.
O camisa, ella de
So
crochet.
she creates clothes or she makes clothes.
Ajá, yes. Ajá. I don't know, crochet. Le digo.
I will search that word. Give me a second. How do you spell it?
C
Mm-hmm.
H
Mm-hmm.
no no CROCHE.
It doesn't appear. It only says crochet. Let me check again. It says CROCHE.
Yes.
I guess it would be the same word because it doesn't appear.
Crochet.
Yes, I think so. It doesn't appear. And the dictionary that I'm using is the best dictionary, so it doesn't appear. I guess it would be the same. Maybe crochet, changing the pronunciation because I think that word is from the French language because in French it exists. That is like kneeling, they call kneeling.
Yes.
So it would be like crochet, I think, if it is the same word. Okay.
This my uncle create a clothes with the crochet, and embarrassing situation. I don't know. Maybe the the last years. Uh, oh, see, no, the last week. I went to my family to buy a cloth
To
for
buy.
my wife, and when I paid to cloth, I forgot the wallet, and I don't have money to pay the clothes, and I go to the return to the house, and search my wallet, and go move again to the store and buy the clothes. And you, Rene?
Well, for me, is so difficult. Uh, it's so difficult. Listen, and understand when I speaking when, for example, you speaking English and with me is so difficult because the words uh, I don't know, um, but I learned the new words for uh, I learned new words for understand very well, and so um, such a, I don't know.
Sorry, but give me a second. But the garbage truck is coming. I go the the garbage.
Okay. For me is so easy, uh, play soccer, maybe on basketball is so easy for me, and to uh, it's so it's so easy, maybe read in English. I understand, and mm, but so difficult when I listen.
Okay. What do you consider so easy English? What is something that is so easy for you in English? Because
What
you're saying that speaking is so difficult for you, but something that is so easy in English,
I I don't understand you.
something that is so easy in English. What is it? When you learn English, what is something that you feel that is so easy? For example, some people say, speaking for me is so difficult, but writing is so easy. So for you,
Oh, for reading, um, I is so easy maybe, and the write is no is so difficult.
okay. So reading is so easy, but writing is so difficult. Good. Good, good, good. Do you know someone who is so creative?
I don't. Uh, it's so easy ride a bike, but it's so difficult um, drive a truck.
To drive a truck. Good. So you don't know a person who is creative,
Who?
who is creative, a person that is creative? Do you know a person that is creative?
Ah, yeah, my wife is such a create create
Creative
creative,
woman.
yes, creative woman,
What does
because she create artisans on artisan with the ceramic.
but that is called ceramic. No.
Yeah, cold ceramic
Good.
with and the cup.
Yes. Tell us about such an embarrassing situation in your life.
So many. So, and was a time I say uh, congratulations for you pregnant, but the woman it's isn't uh,
The woman
he's
wasn't pregnant.
she isn't not pregnant. Oh, it's a embarrassing moment for me
Yeah.
because we we stayed in an elevator and
You
and
couldn't move.
we go 11 level and
Oh. Hey, imagine that was in the first floor.
yeah,
Going to 11 was a long.
so quiet.
Yeah, embarrassing situation. Now, such an interesting person that you know.
And yeah, I such I such an interesting person. Maybe uh, my friend because uh, he's so smart. He's so smart. He he studied 2 masters and and his work is very interesting and important.
Okay, good. Thank you. Oscar, I found a word. In Spanish, it is crochet, but with T.
Oh, crochet with T.
Yes, in French is with accent in the letter E at the end.
Oh,
In English, it is the same thing. Say crochet.
okay. Okay, thank you, teacher.
You're welcome. Francisco, did he tell you guys? No?
Hello?
Okay, so tell us about a situation that is so difficult or something that is so difficult for you.
Mm, Cooking is difficult for me.
Okay,
And
I think that's for every man
yes,
so
so
difficult.
difficult. And something easy for me, driving is easy for me and use the computer. Then what
That
else?
is so creative.
Someone so creative. I have a friend and she makes up handcraft things, for example, candles or scarves, and she's very creative. She's very creative. She is so creative.
Okay. Now tell your classmates about something that happened to you that was such an embarrassing situation and a person, such an interesting person.
Embarrassing.
Hi, Carla.
Hi, teacher.
What happened to you? You have problem with
Eh,
connection?
I no, I need to to do a llamada,
A call to make
a
a call.
call, a
I need
call.
to make a
I
call.
I make it.
I
I made.
I
I made.
needed to make a
I
call.
needed. I needed to make a call.
Okay, good. No problem. Well, I heard some of you telling those embarrassing situations. Of your stories were funny. And I guess it was Rene who told me one that was so embarrassing. And the thing is that he was in an elevator, so he had to go to the 11th floor. And he did the embarrassing situation in the first floor. Now imagine how long he felt arriving to the 11th.
Oh, wow.
That was embarrassing. He told a girl, congratulations, because he thought that she was pregnant, but she wasn't. So that was embarrassing. Good. Now presentations. People who are missing, Hasael, we have Karen, and the rest of people who want to be the first one, you can project right now. Who wants to be the first one?
Me, teacher.
Okay, so Natalie, you can project it.
Me or Elizabeth?
Who said it first?
Um,
Elizabeth.
Okay, so Elizabeth.
okay. You can see my screen.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Um, well, uh, some years ago, I did my first purchase in eBay. Um, I don't know. And
The products were in China, so the package it will take in arrive around 1 month. I bought some accessories for my cell phone, and I was so excited to receive it and have my new things. But I waited patiently. The day the package was to arrive passed, and I didn't have my things. I felt a little sad because I thought that I lost my money, but I decided to wait a little more, and I wrote to the seller, and the seller answered me and said me that if the things didn't arrive, he the sent me the things again, and he did it. He sent me the package again, and I but I have to wait maybe 2 or 3 weeks more. But at the end, the package arrived, but I received received the lost package and the new package. So I think it was a good experience. Yeah, only that.
Okay, good. Do you pay for the second package?
No, only for one.
Really, I had to pay both because that happened to me.
No, only for one package.
Okay, good for you. Good for you. Good. Thank you. Let's give it up for her. Good. So Elizabeth, you said in eBay, and it has to be on eBay. The preposition is on eBay, on Instagram, on Facebook, and like that. Then the pronunciation, it's not past, it is past. Yes, past. The ed when you pronounce the next sound is t, past. Good. And good for you because you got two products. Now, next person.
Me, teacher.
Okay, Nathaniel.
Can you see?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I a little bad experience 2 years ago when I went to a store shoes because I was need buy a pair of shoes in this moment before to go a wedding of my best friends in the night. So I went to MD store in Galerías Mall, because I needed a pair shoes, golden color, and so I proved. You can see my imagine.
Yes.
Okay. So I proved a shoes that was so pretty for me. And so I asked the seller to find me the pair of the shoes that I had tried on, because I was really like it. So the seller went to get the shoes at the warehouse, but then when he brought into the cashier to pay, I don't know what happened, that the cashier didn't mm, check the shoes, and I didn't check the shoes either. And I paid for the shoes and I took them at home. When I was getting ready ready and try on my shoes, I felt something different in one only in one shoes. And of them, and I checked them, and I saw that one was different. It had other size. My size is 6, normally 6, but is the one shoes, the other side is 5. But I felt very, I don't know, say apretado, but it's a little too much
Tight.
little. Yeah. So I had to go to the store again and in the same night, because this day is the party, the wedding of my best friend. So um, I had to go to the store again the same night before the party to have it changed. Everything happened super fast. I run. It's almost run in the mall, and I had to hurry. I was able to change the shoe without a problem, but since then, I always check the shoes before paying. And when I always I I stay when I always with when paying, always check the sizes, because I don't know, I felt very nervous in my house when I and I and in this moment I arrived very late at wedding, so if I need a specific color that shoes, and I don't have it in this moment, right? So a bad experience for me is this, because the seller and me, my my fault too, but not check, right? And only that.
Exactly. Good. Let's give it up for her. Good. I can imagine it was almost at the last moment. So, Natalie, you said store shoes.
Mhm.
Store shoes has to be the opposite, shoe store.
Mm,
Uh, then you said for to go. For to go, if you only want to say para is to go, to play, to read, to study. Then pretty is pretty. And
pretty.
I was really like it is I liked it. I liked it. I liked it.
Mm,
Pronunciation check in the past checked. And you said this day is the party. This day is today.
mm,
So it has to be that day
okay.
was the party, or better, the party was that day
Okay.
or on that day. Good. Then the rest was good, but good for you because you solved the problem no matter if it was late.
Yes.
Good. Next one.
Me.
Okay. You can project it.
When in my bad experience, I has been bad situation, and the story is, and when I graduated from high school, I was 17 years old, and the following year I started studying at the university. I traveled for 2 years to San Salvador, and his and I met a girl
who also traveled to study, and just like me, and she became my girlfriend. And after 2 years of studying at the university, I got my first job and managed the rent a house in Ciudad Merliot. I had 3 rooms, and I took a room, and 2 more friends rented rented me, and the other 2 rooms. The house was small, but it was a headache because they had not given it much maintenance, and I was a beginner in renting a house, and but I was happy that I really lived alone in Hood. I remember that I paid um, $300 for the rent of the house, but in the end, I was more expensive because I repaired the damaged taps, the leaks in the ceiling, problems with the shower, or any any others inconvenience. However, the experience expenses of the repairs, um, the owner of the house didn't deduct them from the rent money, and it was difficult to keep the deal. But what spilled the last drop of the glass was that a year after renting the house, I bought my first TV. They would send it to me uh, on a weekend, but that same weekend, my girlfriend had to me, invited me to a family party on the beach. I told her uh, that I would wait for the TV or television to be taking me to me. I will arrive at the beach, but I happened on Saturday, and they didn't arrive. Uh, she called me at night for to forget the television, and I say no. On Sunday at noon, they took the television, and I asked why they had not taken it to me the day before, and they told me that because of the address, there was a little loss. When I tested the operation of the television, I had a factory problem. The power button didn't work. Um, my girlfriend was angry, and for not having gone to the beach where the bad experience. I lost my girlfriend. I had a damaged TV and a house with problems. And then I moved and got them to answer me on the TV. That's it.
Okay, three
A
problems.
long and sad story.
Yeah, three problems in one at the same time. Good. So let's give it up for him. Good. Now, Renee, you said I has been and it needs to be I have. I have been. Then
Okay.
I meet a girl in the past. I met. I met a girl. Uh, the past of take is took. I took. Maintenance is a pronunciation. Maintenance for maintenance is maintenance.
Maintenance.
And I happen, it has to be, it happened to me. It happened to me 10 years ago, and like that. Or that happened 10 years ago. And check the pronunciation of the ed for verbs like happened, called, so just like that. And
Mm,
the pronunciation is angry. Angry. She was angry with me. Good. All right. So the next two people that are missing, or three people that are missing, you will pass tomorrow. Yes. Now the attendance. Isaac Aguillon,
Present.
Hazael,
Present.
Rodrigo,
Present.
Carlos, Osvaldo,
Present.
Alfredo. Well, he's there. Elizabeth,
Present.
Jordi,
Present.
Winston,
I'm here.
Natalie,
Present.
Francisco,
Present.
Rene,
present.
Luis,
Present.
Roxana is not here. Karen, well, she's there. Oscar,
Present.
Raúl is not here. Jaime,
Present.
Carla,
Present.
Walter,
Present.
Michelle, well, she's there.
Present.
And Candy and Brian are not here. Okay.
Teacher,
Yes,
Alfredo go the other meeting.
he has a meeting. Okay, no problem. Thank you. So I see you all tomorrow and have a good day. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you
Bye.
Bye,
tomorrow.
teacher.
See you.
Bye.
See you